Aries, thank you very much for tuning into your June reading with me, Lorien. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you this reading every month. So what I'm just going to do is start by shuffling the cards. Now the cards we're using this time is the Truth Seekers Tarot, and I would advise you, if you don't like nudity or you're a little bit averse to nudity, just be aware that it does have boobies on this particular card, so it's just in case you're like, oh no. So that's just in case any cards like that come through. So this is going to be a reading for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. If you do want to look at your personal aspects and things like that, you're best to check out all the videos that relate to that. Or if you want a personal reading with me or consultation, all you have to do is go to the website and order a reading through there. And I'll be able to help you or assist you through that as well. And if you want the additional readings, like the rune reading or the crystal reading every month, all you have to do is go to Patreon and start supporting me from as little as $1, and there you'll be able to see all the information coming through that way. Right, so I'm just going to start shuffling these cards now for you. I don't believe that's for you, that's just me being very much unable to organise these cards. So let's have a look. If you do want to also have a little bit of a breath and see what information you can gain from just kind of inhaling deeply and centering your intuition, it might allow you to kind of be very much more present and in touch with your mind in that way. Okay, so, oh, lovely. Oh wow, okay. Wow, right, okay, you have a big reading here, Aries, and I wish that, you know, the sun was not so bright today because it's washing out the reading a little bit. But you have the Sun, the Lovers, Queen of Swords and Death. Now, Death obviously, as everybody goes, oh, it's scary. It's not. This is just major changes. These are just things that you need to pay attention to and have a look at, basically, in regards to how you feel and how you want to change, basically. So let's have a look and see what's coming through for your particular reading, Aries. Okay, now many people would actually say that this looks like the Lover's card anyway, because obviously we have the two naked people, but this is mainly about feeling safe, and it could also be the fact, if you're the Northern Hemisphere, summer's coming, there's an awakening of sorts coming through. In fact, I do believe that you are due to kind of experience some decisions yourself and what kind of maybe persona that you want to be this month. It's almost as though you, particularly in this, you may have a decision to make. You may be the person in the middle, you may be one of the women either side. It's kind of, would you want to be the chaste maiden? Would you want to be the maiden who's very natural and very open with herself? So I think it's kind of, you know, love is blind, as this one's saying, just take an aim. You know, you, I think, would be able to have the decision as to which direction you go, what kind of person you want to become. Rather than be the indecisive person in the middle, I would encourage you to be maybe more decisive and active. Now, this isn't to say that Aries aren't. I would say that you are. You're very informant, you're very direct, and you're very kind of immediate with your decisions and very sure-footed. But something I think along this month may actually give you cause for questions and cause for not doubts necessarily, but just looking beneath the initial evidence that's there. It's almost like you're doing your own detective work, and that's never a bad thing. You know, it's always good to actually have a look and see what else you can read from a particular situation. Now with the Sun, like I say, it does look very romantic, and I do feel to a degree it would be. But this is more about you feeling at one with yourself and how you really want to achieve things and maybe where it is you want to go. This is you, masculine and feminine, very much in tune with yourself. And I do believe that there's a lot of kind of contentment here. It's all about as well having a very high freedom aspect. So in June, you may actually feel more freedom than you have for a while. You may be feeling very contented, very assured of yourself, very much like you have a direction, and also renewed in energy. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer by the time it hits June for you. What this means to me is that you still feel like you know and you have a direction and you're trying to turn this around for yourself. And I do believe that this is all about trying to maybe make kind of a, what's it called? Not a compromise, but just kind of just blending the two parts of you together, the two things that you may ideally want to achieve in your own sense of self and your own personality, the two sides of you that may come through and want to be heard, but you don't really have time to pay attention to. That's actually going to work for you there. And then of course the Lovers. Now this could be a reading saying that you have a very good relationship coming in, you have to choose which direction and how you want to be, and then all this changes. But I don't really focus on love, career and everything else. I focus on the energies that are coming in to help you. So with this one, this is a Gemini card. So I would say that this is involving a Gemini. And this is very much something that you, Gemini aspects really. So I would say that it could be somebody, literally somebody trying to choose between you and somebody else. It could be you choosing between one and somebody else. It could be you basically wondering, not literally a person, but which direction or kind of aspect of yourself is best to pay attention to. Even though you may have unified it, it's something that I think you have to kind of look at more positively and objectively in both instances before you can move forwards. There's no right or wrong answer here. There's just what you feel more comfortable with. And again, it's kind of like in this particular interpretation, it is maybe wondering how, what society may expect of you and what you expect of you. That is also, stuck to my finger then, that's also very important. Now the Queen of Swords comes in. You are going to be a master of communication. You're going to be prepared to fight for your side and for your views. This is something that you feel very passionate about. This is something that you're going to feel like vocalizing quite a lot. She's very much an independent career person, and I would say that this could reflect you or somebody close to you, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So again, we have like an air sign theme here, but it could be somebody, either you or somebody that you're close to, very much needing communication and being very direct. Not as direct as the King of Swords, because the King of Swords often brings a little bit of snarkiness and wicked tongue in its traditional representation, but here it's mostly like defense, trying to come through, wielding your power as you know how. Now it doesn't necessarily mean superpowers, it just means your power of decision making, or your power of feeling good about yourself, your power of maybe feeling content, your power of basically being uniquely you. And this is very important for you over the course of the next few weeks, I would say, of June, because this is going to lead you to something that you feel ready for. You feel like you're going to move forwards. Now death obviously means as you've built up, as you've made those decisions, as you've kind of explored it and everything, it's going to change. This is a Scorpio card, so it could be that you're connected to a Scorpio who's going to be very helpful to you, or it could just be the fact that you're actually needing to let something go and die within yourself. It may feel very scary, but I think it's mostly to do with aspects that you're not really attached to any longer. Like, how to put it? It's basically, it's kind of like you're turning your back on something that you're not really sure that you should turn your back on because you fear the change. This brings change no matter what, so you have to embrace that change. Scorpios tend to destroy things and then rise from the ashes, or it's like ending so a new beginning can come through, and I think this is basically what's happening with you. I have known several Scorpios, including myself, where they've felt that they were disserviced by a situation. They felt that the either people or the company or whatever was doing them a disservice, and after they left or just before they left, the people got karma. They actually, either the company closed down or something happened to them. It happens more often than you think. We're transformative energies, but so are Aries. Aries, you have such a fire within you that you can basically blaze through and you can really transform things. You're the first sign of the zodiac, and you deserve to be, because you have this very much in-tuned perception of your environment. This is not a scary environment. This is just kind of saying there's a harbinger of change. A few heads may roll, because maybe your temper will be going up because you feel there's an injustice coming through here. But for the most part, I do believe this is quite a strong change, positive change, leading you into July. So without further ado, I'm going to just shuffle these a little bit. But I will choose this rune with my eyes closed, because I always feel that's better, so you don't know I'm just looking into it and picking one that, you know, I want to. So let's see. Aries, alright. Oh, okay. Let me just see if I can remember this name. It begins with a D. I'll come back to that later. Anyway, this is breakthrough, this is awakening and planning. So again, but it's also awareness. You know, like if I turn it that way, it'd be like the sands of time. But that's how it is. So this is awareness. This is being constantly, it's almost like the infinity symbol. So it's always knowing that there's a new end, there's a new beginning and there's an ending, and there's kind of like the flow of nature and the flow of life. You're at a high point, you're at a peak here, Aries. You're very much at the very top of some energies that you can utilize to help yourself. Definitely. You can use any one of these weeks or any one of these cards or any one of these energies to further and benefit yourself and your situation. This is definitely something that I would recommend you to. If you plan, if you become aware of the changes, if you become aware of yourself, there's literally nothing that you can't do. And I also feel that with the I also feel that this is a breakthrough. This is something that you can really feel like the tip of your tongue, the edge coming up here. So I really do feel June is a very good month energetically. Not just for you, but it seems like all the other videos that I've done so far has got a very high point of energy, and it will affect us in different ways. So make sure that obviously your moon and your rising and your sun all seem to be incoherent with each other. So I would say that you have something that you need to be quite a long, strong path. I think that you are going to feel determined by this renewal, but let me know what you're planning on doing. Is there anything that you feel like you're wanting to achieve this month in particular? Are you feeling that your health is improving? You know, what areas are you going to try and decide about this month? It really is very important that you start work on whatever it is as soon as you can. But let me know. As always, thank you so much for commenting and for sharing, liking, subscribing. Your support absolutely means the world to me, and I am going to hope to do some more interactive videos and stuff very soon. But with your help, if you were actually able to support me on Patreon, I might get there a little bit faster. I'm also hoping to get some more tarot decks too eventually. But if you do want a personal reading from me, all you have to do is click on the link below and you can go to my webpage and see all the readings that I have there. As soon as I see it's in the queue, I will be able to do that for you. Looking at about actually 2 days for a response recently, so that's not too bad. But let's have a look and see what comes through for you in July. I really wish you all the absolutely very best, Aries, and look forward to reading for you in the very near future. Take care of yourselves and speak to you all soon.